and so welcome again everyone to the meeting. So let's wait for 3 4 more minutes. Let's everyone join and settle. I will start the meeting exactly in next under 5 minutes. Thank you.
ಅವರಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬರಲ್ಲಂತೆ ಸಂದೀಪ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಳ್ಬಿಡ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ ಇವ್ರ ತನ್ನೂರ್ ತಂಗಿಯವ್ರು ಬಂದಾರ ಕೇಳ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಆಡೋದು ನೀನು
ಅಮ್ಮ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಯಾರು ಇರೋದಲ್ಲಿ
I have a cake club. You want to come with it? You want to come with me? Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening again. Thank you for joining today. I'm your host for the day, Rajat Bhardwaj. Let me introduce myself to you first before we can start. Post that, I will share my screen and will provide you a complete master's class on the cybersecurity. Two topics will cover for the day: endpoint security, followed by the network security. So I'm Rajat. I have around 12 years of experience into cybersecurity. I'm an industry expert basically, as well as a cybersecurity trainer. So, in the past more than 1 decade, I got the chance to work with different organizations, IT industries, and parallelly, I'm working as a freelancer into cybersecurity units. I'm a technical trainer, instructor for cybersecurity for different organizations. Uh, the guest lecturers into different colleges for faculty members as well as the students onto cybersecurity. So today also I'm with you for the same purpose. So Welcome once again, and let me quickly share my screen. Meanwhile, I'll also request you people to mute your machines, and let me know when my screen is visible to you people, so that I can start the session. Uh, and one more thing, anyone, if have any questions, whenever they are free to interrupt me and ask. And at the end of the session, also, you can ask me any sort of questions, any queries you have with you. I would be happy to answer to you people. So, just first, someone confirm if my screen is visible to you people, so I can start on cybersecurity.
Yes,
It's
visible.
visible, sir.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. So, cybersecurity is the overall topic, but we'll cover endpoint and network security. So, what comes to mind when comes cybersecurity? This word comes to your mind when we started discussing about this word. What is cybersecurity? Anyone who would like to try would give it an example. What is cybersecurity according to you people? Anyone?
Protecting the IT infrastructure
Mm-hmm.
of a company
Mm-hmm.
is
Yeah, that
cybersecurity.
is it. Protecting the infrastructure, protecting the company's environment, its software, its applications from outsider attacks, external attacks, and whatever malicious happening inside the organization. So, in official terms, it's all about protecting our stuff in the digital world, basically, whether a company is hosting some applications, some software, some programs, maybe that are running on an hardware, means and hardware containing those softwares. So protecting those stuff, actually protecting from what, from external attacks as well as some internal breaches, also internal information breaches, that also comes under cyber security part, guys. So anything which is on the network today, these days, computers, your mobile phones, your tablets, your laptops, your desktops, company servers, network devices like firewalls, virtual private networks, intrusion prevention system, intrusion detection systems, and data loss prevention systems, and your SOC environment, security operation center environment. So everything is actually in a same, working for the same concept, for the same goal, to achieve the 100% cyber security in an organization. So these things I was discussing are the layers of security, different layers of security, cyber security at the different levels of your machine. Like endpoint, antivirus is at your machine level, firewall is at the network level. Similarly, proxies, VPNs, all are there to protect your network, protect your information, whatever you are communicating over the internet, over the network. So anything connecting with the internet, they are saying, are needs some sort of cyber security, and we are here to provide that part, and we will cover and discuss how to secure these machines, these systems, these computers, laptops, phones with antivirus, as well as that network devices like firewall, proxy, VPNs, and all. So this overall part also confirms, and we store on these devices, like our cyber security is, as I told you, is all about protecting this stuff in the digital worlds. So these machines, anything, already told you, it covers the information we store on these devices. Like, why we need to protect these devices, that is a question also. Computers, phones, tablets, networks, everything is there, but why we need to protect? Because these machines are hosting a very useful information of a company, very useful stuff, like a company's, organization's confidential information. It may be their restricted information, some sort of private information. I'll give you an example. Suppose an XYZ bank or an ABC bank is storing their customers information, that these are the customers having a bank account or a salary account with this bank. They're having this sort of bank number, this is their ATM card number, debit card, credit card numbers, and their customers basic details like their name, age, gender, their address, their mobile phone numbers, and basically their account numbers and all. So it is the duty for that particular bank to save all the information, all the transaction information, as well as the financial information of a person with them. Whenever they open the account with that particular bank, automatically it's a responsibility for that bank to save and secure the information of their customers for the same purposes. And which on which devices banks save its information? On bank servers, banks databases. And bank also uses all these security features of cyber security to protect and save the information of their employees as well as the customers from both the kinds of attack. I told you in the start, two kinds of attack. Attack can be happening from outside, like any hacking attempt, any virus, worms, trojan, or any sort of unauthorized access gaining attack from outside. Attack can happen from inside the bank, inside the network, also from an employee who is deliberately or accidentally sharing information to the outside. So these are the cybersecurity tools which we'll be covering one by one in the coming slides. Will be protecting the bank's environment from cybersecurity attacks or internal or external frauds. Bank is just one example I've given to you people. Everywhere which is connected to internet, whichever organization connected to internet, like it's an IT company, it's in banking sector, it's an FMCG sector, maybe an automobile sector, maybe an e-commerce company like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, so like a social media company, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn type of company. So everyone needs cyber security these days to protect the similar thing, protect the information of their customers, as well as companies internal data, internal information which is confidential and restricted to inside use in the company. So like our personal details, I told you, financial information, even things like social media post and all the things needs an high level of cyber security. So that is why we people are learning cyber security. I will let you know the scope of it also in the coming slides. So let's break down it to get the things more simpler and more easier. So why cybersecurity is required? Number one is defending yourself against the attacks. So this includes, like I told you, malware, phishing scams, hacking attempts. Hackers might be after our personal information, trying to steal money from our bank accounts, or even just trying to disrupt the thing. So whatever may be in the mind of a hacker, just to infect our machine, just to send us those spam messages over the email. Phishing scams are the scams where you got an email with some malicious link, and people generally click on that link to download some file or some sort of things, but that viruses or infections got downloaded on your machine, or just you fill some sort of form and provide your information automatically to that hacker. So that is phishing scams. And some other hacking attempts like social engineering, your password cracking, brute force attack, dictionary attacks, some any sort of hacking kind of attempts we are facing these days basically. So defending against these kinds of attack, we need some sort of cyber security, like to protect yourself from malware. You need a good set of antivirus, updated antivirus part, for example Symantec antivirus, Avast antivirus, McAfee antivirus, or endpoint detection response antiviruses which are on cloud, which is using AI and machine learning algorithms with them. Endpoint detection response, extended detection response, all the things we'll cover, how we will be defending ourselves against those internal as well as external attacks. So protecting the information is the next part, next agenda of cyber security, where we are protecting our personal information, confidential information, as well as the restricted information. So the cybersecurity measures aims to keep our data confidential, ensure, and only get it to the right hands only. That means the person who is supposed to access that particular information, that will be given that access only. Apart from his or her, nobody will be able to access that particular data. So cybersecurity protects that data for us in the form of um, um, authentication, authorization, and accountability. So this is where things like encryption come in, which scrambles data. It cannot be read by an unauthorized person. So what happens in encryption? Data got encrypted into some code word forms like 010101, numerical numbers, binary numbers. No one will be able to read that encrypted information. Only the authorized person will be able to encrypt and decrypt the information at the sender side, so that authorized person will get the information. Even by chance if hacker get that encrypted information, he will not be able to decode it, because the key to decrypt it is in the hands of receiver, who will be the actual authorized person of this information. So no one will be able to get that information what is written, even if we get that encrypted code, so which scrambles data, so it cannot be read by unauthorized people basically. So information is converted into coded form and decoded at the end of receiver. No one other than that unauthorized person will be able to read that what is written in that message. So that is cyber security protecting us. There are encryption algorithms, data encryption standards, tools, software. One is McAfee encryption, so that generally encrypts our drives, C drives, D drives, and other available drives, files format in your machine into encrypted format, with the help of its algorithm, and it protects our information basically. So next one is maintaining access. You people know, maybe cybersecurity also means making sure we can still access our own information and devices when we need it, whenever we need it. What we do when you people are logging on to your social media accounts, like your Facebook account, Instagram account, maybe your e-commerce account like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, any other account, when you people log in, what you people do, you enter your password, sorry, you enter your username first, like you entering logging into your Gmail account, your Yahoo Mail account. You entering your username, you enter your password. Maybe some people have authenticated the three factor authentication, sorry, two factor authentication. They send OTP, one time password to your mobile number, and you gone through. If your username password is correct and you're entering the right OTP, it allows you to log in into that particular application, whichever you're opening, Facebook, Insta, Gmail, or any other, your college website, your office application. So this involves a thing like keeping system up and running and preventing unauthorized access. So only authorized person will be able to access. So here is a difference between authentication and authorization. Authentication is, I just told you, enter your username, enter your correct password, enter the two factor authentication, that is OTP or captcha, whatever shown there, you will be authenticated. If you are right person, it will allow you to log in. And then comes authentication part, sorry, authorization part. That means after getting login, whatever your role responsibilities in that particular organization, only that part you will be able to access in that particular application. Nothing less, nothing more. Only the role based access is given to you from the company side. If you're new joining, only a read only access will be there. You can read the things but not be able to make any changes. All the options will be freezed for you, will not be able to do any changes. When you gain some sort of experience, you will be a notified person, then an access will be made to right access. Then it means that you will be able to make some changes also on those options according to your company need, your client's requirement. So this is authentication and authorization. Authentication, just logging into website. Authentication, after getting a successful login, how much access you people will be having there to get your work done, whatever your work your office people have assigned it to you. That is the thing. So we'll see the things in little more detail here. uh, uh, just it What it does actually emphasizes, cybersecurity goes beyond just protecting data but also encompasses safeguarding the entire digital ecosystem. So don't you people think, please don't think that it only protecting some sort of general applications or just the protected applications, like as I told you in the previous slides. Not only it is here for protecting just the information or protecting just the databases or protecting just the information breaches from internal or external sources. Entire digital ecosystem nowadays is getting protected by cybersecurity. Let you know how. From unauthorized access, we just seen this point in the previous slide also, referring to preventing any more from getting into system networks, means only that person who is allowed and authorized will be able to access, and only resources he will be able to access whichever is assigned to his role, whatever his duty in that particular app, particular website application, that only he is able to access. Nothing more, nothing else. So this could be hackers trying to steal some data or even accidental access by unauthorized users. So that is why usernames, passwords, and OTP captchas all are there, so that only authorized person can be able to log into those company resources, whether it's a server, application, program, general websites, or your social media accounts, Gmail accounts, whatever. So that needs a authentication and authorization basically. So cybersecurity protects against the misuse of information also. The system, programs, application, all this includes using them from malicious purposes or in ways that violate security policies. So that's where authentication works. I told you, only whatever work is assigned to you, that part of particular access assigned to you, you will not be able to use any more resources apart from that whenever you people will be working in your future companies, or whoever already working in the companies, they might have known this already, that only that access is given to them. Disclosure refers to keeping sensitive information confidential and preventing it from being revealed to unauthorized individual. Definitely, I told you in the first slides when I giving you the bank's information, that bank's example, it is the duty of that particular bank now, where you are holding your salary account or your savings account for your all the transactions monetary related and all. It's the information of the It's bank's responsibility now to keep that information confidential, and no one apart from you will be able to access that particular information. So that is a disclosure part actually. Disruption: cybersecurity measures aim to prevent attacks that could disrupt a normal functioning of a system. That is also the part of cybersecurity. Means it is there to get those attacks happening from outside, like any hacking attack on a website or on a server or on a machine, any unauthorized access gaining attack, any sort of virus attack, malware attack, bomb, Trojan attack, ransomware attack, zero-day attack. So many types of attack. We'll also cover these attacks in the coming slides. So it also protects your machines from that. It uses some sort of tools to protect that. Don't get confused at how it is protecting. I will let you know how that is protecting, how those tools work, how you install those tools, your machines or onto your networks to protect your environment. So this could be anything from taking down a website to interfering with the critical infrastructure. Definitely anything can be disrupt these days. So last two things before we move on to the actual tools. So modification: whenever an hacker or an unauthorized person gets an access to your machine, unfortunately if it gets, so what will be his purpose? To modifying the data, altering that data so that they can play with whatever information you have, or change that information for their own personal use, or do anything on your personal machine, or ask you for some ransom amount in order to return back your password or your data, whatever they have stolen. So cybersecurity also protects us with that. So destruction: definitely if a data can be gained from a hacker, it can destroy or provide the destruction on that data, on the systems or on the programs. This could be through deliberate attacks or accidental events like hardware failures, and so many other things can be happen to that particular data. So the growing presence of and importance of cybersecurity these days. So internet has revolutionized our lives, but with the convenience comes growing need of a cyber security, because internet has made so many things easy and accessible for us, but it is coming with some sort of cost that we are also facing. uh, Cybersecurity attacks on our devices on which we are accessing the internet. We are accessing some random website for some information, and along with that information, some viruses, some worms, some infections are also getting automatically downloaded to our machines. So this is the cost of using cybersecurity. We are normally using our machine, someone trying to hack our machine from outside by sending us some legitimate requests, some sort of codes, some sort of uh, uh, badly written programs, I can say that, biasly written programs. That is also a cost of cybersecurity. Big organizations faces millions of dollars of data breach. That is also a cost of cybersecurity. Using internet, basically using the cyber resources actually. For us, so we rely on internet for everything, from banking, from shopping on e-commerce websites, for using healthcare, for using our social media, using the online journals, links, website application for our knowledge education purpose also. So this makes us more vulnerable, means more weak to cyber attacks that target these crucial systems basically. So that is what our reliance on technology giving us a drawback, but cybersecurity is there to save us from these attacks and all. So evolving threats: cyber criminals are constantly developing new and sophisticated methods to exploit weaknesses in our digital defenses. Definitely they are using new techniques daily to attack our systems, to capture our information, like phishing scams. I already told you, people clicking on the phishing links on the email and getting scammed are becoming more believable. Malware is getting harder to detect. Zero day attacks is an example of it. And hacking techniques are ever evolving because of this, because internet has a wide reach now. Everyone is using internet these days onto their mobile phones, their laptops, their desktops, office environment. Everything is over the internet today, connected to internet today, and that is why these people whom we talk called as hackers are getting a huge benefit of it against those people who are not actually implementing the cybersecurity strategies, cybersecurity tools, softwares, functions on the network these days. So explosion of data is another loss using internet without cybersecurity. I'm talking about the amount of data we generate and store online is exploding. Suppose, imagine these sites which I'm giving example, this Facebook, Insta, mm, Amazon, Flipkart, everyone is having the information of millions of users these days. Millions, lakhs, crores of people are there into those websites. Already they have given their information, like you shop on e-commerce website, you put your credit or debit card number there and save it personally, permanently for your future use and all. So many other things, other information, your phone number, your address, your bank number, you provide to daily to these websites, and they save it confidentially with themselves. But what if someone breaches this information and from inside the company sell it to outside, or someone from the outside of these organizations can attack the databases of these companies and take that information from for your personal uses? So how you feel if tomorrow morning you wake up and see that whichever is your banking partner that got the information security breach, and all of your banking information has been lost, your credit cards, your debit cards, your salary account numbers, your saving numbers, whatever is with that bank is now also in the hands of hacker, and you are on the brink of losing all of your money. That is because I expect and pray it will not happen with anyone, but these days these are the things happening daily. You can see on the newspapers, on websites, on online, that there are the online frauds which are increasing day by day. Why the
So they
increase?
are
Sorry.
also they are targeting the R&D information. For example, China is doing industrial espionage. Some people they're doing industrial level espionage, like
Exactly.
they're
Exactly, they are targeting the same things. You given a very good example of China. Some other countries also on the same actually agenda. If you people have seen a news few days back, uh, China, with the help of quantum computing, they are able to break the 256-bit encryption also now, which is the latest standard of encryption these days. I was telling you, encryption to encrypt the data, to save the data into code format, 0101 binary format. So with the use of their quantum computing devices, like that is a computer who is capable of doing billions of calculation in a fractions of second. So with the help of that, with making all the permutations, combinations and all, so Chinese research teams, their people and all, are now able to break the 256-bit encryption standard, WPA encryption standard, WPA3 basically. So yes, you are right. Hackers, these people are targeting each and everything, targeting SSN, targeting R&D departments, targeting the encryption softwares, algorithms and all. And that is how we are losing our information to these people, to these hackers, or to these wrong-minded people actually. So data breach can be devastating consequences for individual and business alike, so as well as individual and businesses, because if there is a news some organization has losing its data, or this data getting breached from that particular bank, nobody will be able to do the banking business will with that bank in the coming future. So there will be huge reputation loss for that bank, as well as their shares will go down in the stock market. People will not bank with them. They will withdraw all the money from those such sorts of banks and deposit in some other bank. So that is also the personal business loss for that bank. And then the word of mouth comes. One person will also tell the other people that this bank is not the good one, or this company is not the good one. I have faced so many challenges there, working with this or doing business with this particular organization. So then they will also motivate some other peoples not to do business with those things, who are not using and implementing cybersecurity properly. So that is why it's not an option now, it's a need for today's world to use the cybersecurity as the part of their lives basically. Whatever you're using, your Android phone, your iOS phone, your Windows laptop, or your Linux machine, your iOS machine, or a company server, everything today who is connected to internet requires a cybersecurity measures applied on them, just to provide the basic to advanced level cybersecurity and protection on them, depending on the device, what sort of information is it is storing. uh, mm, on the basis of that, it will happen actually. So next comes internet connectivity. Internet of things basically connects more devices to the internet, expanding the attack surface. Smartphones, connected cars, even the critical infrastructure are all potential targets of cybersecurity. All the Wi-Fi points, those nodes, those routers, switches, hubs, where modems, where are the main source generators of the internet. Uh, Public wi-fi's basically. So all these internet of things actually more prone to these cyber attacks if they are not applying and using these endpoint and the network security protection onto them, which is our agenda for today. Then national security, definitely our raw agencies, intelligence agencies, our military agencies, government agencies, all are under this sort of attack. If they are not using cyber security properly, can disrupt essential services and cripple entire economies. Mm, with the cyber security attack. Some foreign powers, some criminal organizations, like someone give an example, the country of China are increasingly targeting the critical infrastructure of the country. Whoever the enemies of the country, whoever are not the well wishers of our country, India, so they are using these things against our country to defame us, to collapse our economic system, and to do so many other things to get profit from themselves, making cybersecurity a national security issue also. So it's not an individual issue now or an organizational wise issue now. It's a national security issue now. Whoever is using internet is prone to this cybersecurity attacks. So they can prevent themselves also. You can see the ignorance and importance of cybersecurity. Mm. Basically, before we move on to all those endpoint tools and the network tools, which is our topics agenda today. So let's quickly cover this, then we will move to the actual tools. This is where I would like to give the complete information of cyber security first. That's why I have included these slides in today's masterclass, because before this, if we start those endpoint tools and firewalls, network tools, you will gain that information also. But some people who are new to cyber security will not able to get that why we are using endpoints security, why we using firewall security. So that's why I'm just making you aware before coming to those slides, that these are the reason why the endpoint security and network security is important. That is why it is required with us. So cost of ignoring cyber security, let's see. Cyber attacks can have serious financial, reputation, and even physical consequences. I already told you that with an example. If a bank is not using the proper cyber security standards, it will be the loss to their reputation, and even their money, their customers can go on a lose. Even physical consequences also. Businesses can suffer financial losses like banks. Data breaches like these e-commerce websites, someone can sell sold customers data to outside, can erode consumer trust basically. And attacks on critical infrastructure can disrupt essential services. Like in the previous slide, we have seen some government services, economic services will also take a hit if they are not properly using cyber security. Means they are ignoring the cyber security, and this endpoint security and network security both comes under cyber security. That's why combinedly I'm telling them as a cyber security. So there's the importance of it also. It's not just a business for the governments or the higher organizations. Everyone who uses internet, I already told you just 2 minutes back, anyone, you, me, or any random person uses internet these days needs to be aware of these risks and take steps to protect themselves. So that is actually the importance of it, that everyone should know, everyone would be educated and aware about this. So by understanding the cybersecurity threats and implementing best practices on our devices, on our environment, our organizations, we can all play a role in creating a safer digital world for everyone, not for your personal being. For everyone, the things will be secure, things will be there. So this is the cost of ignoring this endpoint security and network security first. In 2017, some 7 years back, Equifax is a credit rating agency, so that suffered a data breach that exposed the personal information of millions of customers. That is the thing I am telling. For the banking sector also, every bank has millions of customers. If they got some data breach from some internal sources, maybe from external sources, so see, the company estimated the cost of breach to be 1.4 billion. So this is the population of our country at the moment. So that amount of in the, but that is also in US dollars. So that's what this company lost because of this information breach, some data breach 5 7 years back. And the reputation loss, customers loss, business loss, all the other related loss are addition to this, which they have not mentioned. Similarly, in 2021, an colonial pipeline company, a pipeline company basically in the USA, fuel pipeline operator, was also hit by a ransomware. I'll tell you what is ransomware in the coming slides. Attack that forced them to shut down their operations for the several days. Attack resulted in millions of dollars in lost revenue and caused fuel shortages on the east coast of the USA. So this is, see how costly is ignoring the cyber security, how costly ignoring these endpoint security tools, these firewall security tools got to be happen for these people who are not are serious for their cyber security. So these are the various cyber security attacks that can be prevented, both with the help of endpoint security, both with the help of network security. So I will tell you the attacks first, what kind of the attacks and how we will be able to protect these attacks with the help of endpoint security. Let me give you example. Endpoint security example is antivirus, which is at your endpoint, means your machine, your laptop, your computer, your server. And data loss prevention, to prevent your data breaches, data encryption, to encrypt your drives, devices, C drive, D drive, hard drives, where the actual data is stored actually. And examples of network security are firewalls, who actually helps you to filter your network traffic which is going and inbound and outbound, both kind of traffics. Virtual private networks helps you to virtually communicate, means safely communicate in a protected way over the internet. And proxies, that also hides your actual address over the internet. So basically these things we will cover into network security as well as endpoint security. So let's see these types cyber threats one by one. So the digital world is full of dangers these days, full of hackers, attackers, people who are not the well wishers of us and always try to disturb us over the internet, over the online. So malware is the first thing, that is an malicious software, umbrella term used for viruses, bombs, ransomwares, and Trojan horses. So these programs can steal data, corrupt files, or even hold your system hostage until you pay a ransom amount. So four things. Any one of you people know what is virus, what is worm, what is ransomware, what is Trojan horse, um, and the differences of them? Someone knows? Please come one by one.
So Trojan horse will be something that is attached as a, no, you can say we downloaded something else and there is something other code attached to it, which will eventually get executed afterwards when you execute the program. That would be a Trojan, means that you had something else to download, but it executed some other program.
Yeah, right, Gaurav. This is right. So this is the Trojan one. What is viruses, worms, ransomware? Anyone? I will also explain it to you with my
Think
knowledge, my understanding.
viruses, I think need a sender and a receiver. You need a file. So and
Hmm.
worms can spread like automatically without any this thing file and the person like without any receipt. Like if you open a website, a worm can hit you. Ransomware is nothing but they um, like they take the control of your system and they demand some ransom. It is also a malware, so they send a payment link.
Uh, I guess the ransomware is something where they encrypt your data. They do not take over. They encrypt your data, and then they ask to when you want to decrypt it, they ask for the money.
Exactly, this is the definition of ransomware. So you people are almost very right. So these are the definitions. Virus is something which infect your machine. Virus, difference between worm is worm replicate itself. It's also a kind of malware or a virus. It replicates itself to inside one machine and over that network also, where that those machines are connected into a LAN, local area network. Same ransomware, they encrypt your data and ask for a ransom amount until you pay it. They will not decrypt your data. Trojan horses, it comes under legitimate software. When you run that particular software for your use, that infection inside that software come out and starts executing on your particular machine, and that is Trojan horse basically. So the purpose is to steal your data, to corrupt your files, to hack your machines, to get some sort of sensitive information, and data breached from your machines. So this is malware. Social engineering is a tactic or lie psychological manipulation to trick people into giving away sensitive information or clicking on the malicious links basically. Phishing emails are a classic example of it, often disguised as legitimate sources like banks or social media platforms. So there are two things under it. First, just manipulating someone psychologically to get their information, like becoming someone's friend, and then very wisely asking them for their usernames, their passwords, their security questions, whatever they have applied. Because these hackers knows that people uses very common password these days. They, from somewhere, from Gmail or from some sources, they will get to know your uh, email address, means your username. Then the only thing remaining is the password. So they will trick you, mm, to ask that who is your favorite sports person, my friend, what is your city name, what is your hobby. So because they knows that people generally use these kind of loose password, like their own name, their city name, their college name, their company name, their mobile number, their favorite sports person, their favorite Bollywood star, or their hobby, anything. These common things people use as their password. So these people acquire these things from their friends, becoming their friends, and later on using the same things to do the attacks, social engineering attacks on your machine. Phishing, I already told you in a one line, is something you got an email, the people claim that they are from your banking partner, they are from your same ABC bank where your salary account or personal account is. So your password is going to expire, or your credit debit card is going to expire in one day. Please click on this link to change your password, reset your password, or renew your credit or debit card. People, without any investigation, blindly clicks on those links to change the password, and nothing changed there. Automatically a infection, a code, or a virus starts getting downloaded on your machine, and rest of the part that bot or that infection will do on your machine. The same thing we seen in the upper point in malware. They can steal your data, they can corrupt your file, or even hold your system hostages until you pay some ransom when you click on these sorts of links, uh, gaming on your machine. So this is phishing. There are two things also, phishing and smishing. Additionally, I will tell you, phishing is someone directly calling on a mobile phone. You people might have also receiving these information, getting these such of calls also in your daily life, that we are calling your from your banking partner, sir, your password is expired, let us know your credit card number and your debit card number and the pin for that, so that we can renew your credit debit card. So these are the attackers calling you as a phishing. And there is a smishing also. That is what they do. They send the text messages on your phone. They never call you, no send you email. They send the similar text messages on your mobile phones, so that same thing, that malicious links containing those links like your password expiring, click on that link, change the password. When you click on the link, automatically, mm, you lost your information. That I'm sorry, mm, that trojan, that information, that virus worms starts getting downloaded on your machine, and automatically you will lose something. So when the middle attacks, someone from the middle of your conversation, when trying to get that information, trying to sniff your information or steal your information, you are getting passed over the internet, is a man in the middle attack. What attacker does here, it positions themselves between you and the website you are accessing, or the person you are communicating for an information exchange. And with the help of some sort of algorithms tools it uses to sniff your information, to get that information what are you using, potentially it do for stealing your confidential information or your data. So public Wi-Fi's are generally very much vulnerable and unsecure, which you uses over some sort of railway stations, airports, bus stands. Those are more prone to these sorts of attack, because very less type of security standards are used there, because those are just made for the public use, and people uses it for their uh, internet surfing purposes basically. Then comes denial of service. uh, Actually, the purpose of denial of service is to halt or jam the services of some server, some sort of websites. For example, suppose a website is able to handle 100 users, 100 user requests at one time. If we bombard that website from thousands of sources, thousands of requests comes on that website, which is actually made for 100 requests to serve at one time. So automatically the services of website will go to a halt. So that is denial of service attack, basically stopping some services of a website or a web server, just to illegitimate traffic, providing an illegitimate traffic, making it inaccessible to the normal users basically. That is actually, so DOS attack can disrupt critical services, cause financial losses also. When the website will goes down, a server will goes down, so no one will be able to access, even the normal person, who are the actual people using that legitimate one, will also be not be able to use that server if that services goes down, because of so many requests here. One source and multiple request comes on that particular source. That ping of death is an example of that. Means that that device is bombarded with thousands of requests from the outside, like thousands of pings or spam emails, connection request, website logins comes, and that site is not actually made to handle that kind of traffic, and it goes down, his services goes on halt. Next comes zero day exploits. These are the exploits where the actual you can say the infections actual code is not known prior, basically surprise attack, taking advantage of security vulnerabilities in softwares where the patch where the remedy is not available actually. So these can be especially dangerous because there is no immediate defense, there is no antivirus or software covering these things, because this is a new kind of attack. Let me give you a different example, but you can relate it to the networking and cybersecurity. Like 4 years back, when all the world was under that COVID-19 effect. So that is kind of zero-day attack where vaccine is not available at that time. So that was a new kind of attack to the world. That is a different example. In computer system now you can understand that the attack where there is no patch available, no immediate defense available, that is the kind of zero-day attack, and it is very difficult to detect that attack first, and post that prevention of this attack is also uh, little difficult, means very much difficult. That are the new kinds of viruses, bombs, infections coming to the world. That is in the computer world, cybersecurity world. That is the zero-day attack actually. So password attacks, weak passwords, easy picking. I already told you, you need to use very strong password, 8 to 10 character long password. Use alphanumeric keywords like upper letters, lower letters, numerical letters, and some special characters into that password. And it is very much recommended to use, sorry, to change that password at every 30 days to 45 days somewhere. Otherwise you're always uh, I can say working or using a vulnerable password. So weak passwords are easy picking one. Any attacker can easily guess that password. There are tools are also available, like in Kali Linux. John the Ripper is a tool who generates the combinations of password over the files, and ultimately, if you're using a loose password or a small or easy password, it, with the help of combination of all the keys and these characters, guess your password, and you will be able to log in. Hacker will be able to log in your application. So tree techniques like brute force attack, means trying every possible combination of a password, trying some common password. As I told you, people generally use their password as their emails, names, phone numbers, city names, their hobbies, sports persons, and all can be surprisingly effective actually. So insider threats very much important. Sometimes the biggest threat comes from within the organization. Some disgruntled employees who are not happy with the organization, employees who have not got the last good appraisals or good salary hikes, or they are not satisfied with their company's work and don't want to work in that company anymore, and just on the notice period going somewhere else. These are the people from internally they uses the information to breach. We'll cover in endpoint security that how data loss prevention helps us to protect against these sorts of attacks in softwares. So even business partners with access to your systems can pose a serious security risk. Any third party vendors, third party client, mm, also prone to this security risk, because someone from inside the company not accidentally, deliberately losing the information to outside for their personal use, for their personal benefit, or just to defame the company, because this is the disgruntled employees who are not happy with the company's work and all. So internet of attacks, sorry, Internet of Things attack connects many devices to the internet, but the devices often have a weak security measures. Similarly, that public Wi-Fi example we can give here. So hackers can easily exploit these vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities basically the weaknesses and flaws inside the systems to launch attacks on the large scale of network, where the large machines are connected into a LAN, into local area network. Suppose 100 machines are connected, so ultimately all will get hacked and breached. under this Internet of Things attack. Just one last thing, the cryptojacking is the crypto hijacking, people who use the cryptocurrency mining these days. There are so many apps who are not the legitimate one, but people generally install those on their machines, their mobile phones, basically to mining for cryptocurrency, and nothing got free. They starts mining, and apps are not legitimate ones, so that app starts capturing your computer information, your mobile information, and sending it to the attackers outside, so essentially forcing the devices to work for the attacker's benefit. Basically, you might notice your device running slower than usual if it has been crypto jacked. So that is it. You people also, I'm sure someone from you people also mm, using these sort of applications, some freely available crypto application. You might have seen these ads somewhere on LinkedIn, on your social media accounts, that download this app and automatically you will be starting mining bitcoins, some pi coins, some sort of any sort of coins. They will mention that automatically will starts mining on your machine. They will show some virtual mining also, but that is not the mining. Basically, they are using your system resources, or you are on the brink of hacking at any given day. This is the another type of cyber attack. So these are the glimpse of cyber attacks. Basically, now we'll see the tactics and how we will be helping our world, our companies, our resources, um, to save themselves from this sort of attack. So just last slide before we moving on to the network security, and then we'll cover the endpoint security also. Just before this, the last slide, the real world example of major cyber security attacks. This slides is made by me, people. So this is the WannaCry ransomware attack in 2017. This is the attack I have personally worked in my company when I was working for some USA client, some back in Calcutta, with some company, Tata Consultancy Services. I was there at that time. Now I'm in a different state. I'm close to Chandigarh. So WannaCry ransomware attack happened in 2017. The information comes. So what we do, we basically takes the antivirus signatures regarding this attack, means antidote of this attack, and applied on our all of the machines. We were handling 10,000 workstations and few thousand of servers at that time. On our antiviruses, we put all these signatures. We on our firewalls, we block all the extensions of this ransomware attack, and protects our organization instead of that. But what happens, the information for the companies who already got this ransomware attack, almost 2 lakh computers in 150 countries got affected with this vulnerability in Microsoft Windows encrypted files, and the loss was of 6 billion US dollars. So similar kind of SolarWinds supply chain attack in 2020, just 4 years back, also hit the US government into the losses of billions of US dollars. So that is actually the major cyber attacks happened in the past few years. And generally these are costing the organizations billions of dollars, because they are not spending at least few millions of dollars into the cyber security measures. So all enough, these are the areas of cybersecurity, what cybersecurity does, what cybersecurity use, what is cybersecurity actually. And now we'll see, we have now knows all the sort of cybersecurity attacks, how this happens, why this happens, what are the attack names, what are the basic purpose of those attacks, and what hackers does. Now the defensive strategies comes. Two part will cover: network security and endpoint security. How network security will help us to prevent all these attacks which we have seen in these slides, and how endpoint security will help us to secure against these sorts of attack, and how combinedly these works as a multiple layers of security, network as well as endpoint security. So this is the second part of our today's masterclass. So before that, everyone, please let me know if you people have any questions, any queries in the first part. So because in the next 1 hour we'll cover this network and endpoint security now, which is our main agenda for the day for this masterclass also. So please, everyone, let me know any questions, any queries till now. At the last also, I will be open for your questions, queries, any sort of information you want from me, or anything you want to inform me that, sir, this would be included in your coming lectures and all. So please let me know now before we move further.
I guess we are good, Rajas, for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Gaurav. Uh, Okay, then let me move with this now. You people have so many people have might already knows that what is network security, what are firewalls and all. So just it will be revision for you people. From my side, whoever new to these things, it will be new learning for them. So ever evolving cyber threats, cyber attacks, you people knows this, so defense against them is crucial. Defending those attacks, protecting your organization structure, because an organization, at your individual level, you people might be having just one laptop, two laptops, one mobile phone, one tablet or devices. But think from a company's perspective, who is actually hosting 10,000 to lakhs of machines. Suppose take an example of TCS company, Tata Consultancy Services. So they have 6 to 7 lakh employees working for different client projects around the globe. This is just one example, and same other IT companies also, other non-IT companies also using internet, hosting thousands to lakhs to millions of devices, millions of employees. So protecting every device is very crucial these days. So multiple layers of security we use here. Apart from this network and endpoint security, also there are some other things like security operation center, SOC. We use Splunk and other tools there. We are having so many other security devices also with them. So these are the things, key defensive strategies. First thing, firewall. You might have already knows what is firewall. Is the security guards or security gateway of your network. Basically it can be at both the levels, endpoint level as well as the network level, but here we will discuss about the network level firewall, because endpoint level firewall means your computer level, machine level firewall automatically antivirus covers. So the next topic is endpoint security, so that part will cover your endpoint level one. So this is the network level one. Basically very basic information about firewall. It is basically the gateway or the security filter between your network, your company's network, to the outside internet. So whatever information going from your company's network to outside, getting filtered with that firewall. Whatever information coming from outside internet to your machines, to your company's infrastructure network, is also coming after filtration from the firewall. And that filtration is based on the rule sets, policies you people have written, the firewall admins have written on the firewalls. These are not the automatically built ones. Whatever the admins, uh, those allow rules, deny rules, writes on those firewalls, whether the blockage of social media websites, blockage on some particular ports, blockage of some sort of access based on their groups, means of websites, all can be written on the firewall rule sets and policies basically. And by default, port number 80 and port 443 is allowed on the firewalls, because port 80 is HTTP, port 443 is HTTPS with encryption. That is why it is secured. So you knows all the websites are hosted with HTTP and HTTPS when you open those websites. So those are port 80 and 443. Basically, those are basically allowed on firewalls. If you block those ones, all the internet traffic will block. You will not be able to access internet, and then rest is just FTP only, port number 21 and 2. So constantly these firewalls monitoring and controlling incoming and outgoing traffic basically of your company's network. What I'm trying to say, so that act as crucial first line of defense against cybersecurity, by filtering of malicious data packets, allowing legitimate traffic to flow through. Whatever is you have written that this should be blocked, they will block that traffic. You will not be able to open that information on your machines, and someone, if you have blocked, will not able, also not able to come from outside to your network. That traffic will not be coming, means someone if making an hacking attempt to your network, they will not be allowed, because firewall will block those people actually. So depending on the network, I told you, depending on your requirement, depending on your client infrastructure, your client wants, client needs, there are types of firewall also. It's not a single kind, so there are multiple types and kinds of firewall available with us these days. First is traffic inspection, analyzes each packet entering or leaving the network. So information over the internet travels in smaller packets, encrypted packets divided into smaller units depending on the memories, MTU, those ones over the network. So each and every packet, the traffic inspection firewall basically analyzes or filters over the network. So factors like sender's address, recipient's address where we are sending that information, the type of data, what is getting transferred, which port is being used. As I told you, port 80, 443 are the universal open port basic by default on the firewalls. Rest are the other ports for FTP, SMTP, simple mail transport protocol, port number 25. So many other protocols. There are more than 6500 port, 65,000 port numbers. Somewhere 1000 port numbers around are the universal ones, and other ones are the uh, other commonly used ports. So security policies, basically, sorry, these are not the types. These are how firewall works. Actually, types will come in the coming slides. So traffic inspection firewall, how it these are the types in the next slide, how these actually inspects the traffic. So security policies, I already told you that firewalls are predefined security rule sets, policies we have written over the firewalls. Firewall admin generally writes these policies to allow or to block or to log the data packets, or allow the port numbers, traffics over the internet. So these rules can be established based on so many factors like sources, permitted applications, your client requirements, your vendor requirements, or whatever your end user needs will be. So on this way, firewall inspects the traffic. First thing, analyzing each and every data packet entering and leaving the network. Security policies which an admin assigns to those firewalls. These are the basic things. So these are the types now. Firewalls, different types. We will mention some few commonly known and used firewall over the internet, each offering different various levels of protection. I told you, depending on your size of your company, size of your business, and your client's requirement, basically. So the packet filtering firewall basically makes decision based on the source and the destination. And that means if you are sending some information to me, you are the source and I am your destination. If I'm sending something to you, my machine, my IP address is the source, your machine's IP address is the destinations, and the port being used, what sort of information we are using. Like we are sending email to each other, simple mail transfer protocol, port number 25 will be used. My machine is source, your machine is destination when I'm sending it to it. So this is the packet filtering firewall. It filters the packet on the base of source, destination, and the port number. Very simple thing. Three things it captures: source, destination, and port number. Stateful inspection firewalls comes little more advanced as compared to the packet filtering one which we just discussed. So consider the state of connection and can track ongoing conversation between two devices. And first, only sender, destination, and port, it can track the complete conversation and convert that into the logs also. The connection which we establish between each other while we sending and transferring the information. Proxy firewalls, proxy will also cover in this part, as an intermediary intercepting the traffic and forwarding on the behalf of internal network. It basically hides your network, hides your IP address, and acts as a proxy, and also provides you an extra layer of security, because the destination person will not know in this sort of firewall that from where that information, where that traffic is coming on, what is the source of that actually. Basically all your private address, group of private addresses will be converted into one public IP address, which will be connecting with the internet for the information transfer. And from there also, the same way information will comes to your network, will act as a reverse proxy. That's it. So the next generation firewalls, basically advanced firewall combining the traditional firewall functionality and the new feature, new apps of the next generation, like deep packet inspectioning, intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system, and the complete application controls actually. So now the example of this is Palo Alto firewall these days, which are the widely used ones, coming up with the new generation firewall techniques. Those are available on GUID, graphical user interface, as well as the command line interface also. The older traditional example of command line interface was the Cisco ASA firewalls, which we have also used. So those are also command line as well as graphical user interface available. So we are using it, but why we are using these firewalls? I told you that in the start there are so many threats, so many infections, so many attacks over the internet. So see, these are the benefits of firewalls which we'll cover now. It will enhance our security, definitely significantly reduce the risk of malware infection. How it reduces? It filters the traffic. You people knows now any ingoing and uh, outgoing and incoming It filters basis on the rule sets policies written onto them, so reduces the risk. Cannot completely eliminate to 100%, but reduces to the lowest level, I can say that, of this malicious malware infections, unauthorized access attempts, and any other sort of cyber security attacks, maybe that we were discussing, Trojan, ransomware, zero day, and any other attacks. So firewalls generally reduces the risk. So this is one benefit of using firewalls. Next, improved network performance. Definitely, by blocking unwanted traffic, firewall will help you to free up network bandwidth for legitimate activities. So overall network performance will also be included, will be improved with this. That is the thing. Policy enforcement can be used to enforce security policies. I told you everything is written on the firewall as a security policies and rule sets, by allowing, denying, logging the port numbers and all, such as restricting access to certain websites or application. Suppose a company do not want its employee to use a social media application and websites inside the company network, so they would definitely particularly block those social media websites over firewall by allowing, denying the rules to use the social media websites inside the company network. So this way, according to your need, your client need, I told you, you can enforce the policies and make the firewalls works according to your need. But with the advantages, everything has a limitations also, you people know. So not foolproof security point, actually it can't block all the cyber threats I told you, because uh, 80 and 443 always allows all the internet applications are on port 80 and 443, basically the websites, and any website can hold any sort of illegitimate traffic, means some sort of application, viruses, worms, that's the same thing. So these attack can always happen on any of the network vulnerabilities in softwares, or because of human errors, if you are not configuring those rule sets, policies, and ports properly while setting up the firewall filters for you people. And whichever is allowed on firewall can also come up with some infected information. So it helps us to secure, but not foolproof. And that is why, apart from firewall, also we have other network devices and endpoint security devices with us, to make it a multiple level of security to protect our clients' infrastructure and our company's environment, or basically our own devices and machines also. So configuration complexities are also there, is another limitation. Setting up and maintaining firewall rules can be complex. You need to hire a uh, senior engineer for this also. Cost of the firewalls is also very much expensive. This also comes in millions of dollars somewhere. That engineer you have to hire, you have to pay a good amount of salary to that person also, especially for ng new generation firewalls. These have advanced features, so not everyone or fresher person can understand these things. So you should need some sort of experiences working onto that. One wrong configuration will halt your network services, your network communication, and also it, very with very carefulness you need to work on these things. So these are the vital components of cyber security, but they should be used in conjunction with some other security. I told you multiple levels of security are required. Firewall can protect you something, some other things like antivirus softwares, data encryption softwares, data loss prevention softwares, virtual private networks. So all other things are combinedly responsible for providing a cyber security to the company. So let's see other defensive strategies. After firewall, it comes a proxy and reverse proxy, whatever you can tell it, uh, is also a server acts as an intermediary between your device and internet. Similarly, firewall also intermediary between your device and the internet. So proxy is also there for the same purpose, intermediary between your device or your company network to the outsider internet. We'll see what is the difference, what layer of security proxy provides to your network after the firewall. So it's a kind of go a network essentially intercepts your request for online resources, like you're trying to access some websites, you're trying to access some sort of files. Your request not directly go to that website or files, it go to a proxy first, a proxy server first, and proxy server will take that request to that particular website or a file over the internet, that fulfills them on your behalf. So that provides an extra layer of security to you, extra privacy to you also, because that website or application which you're accessing is now knows that proxy server's address, not your particular access. So you will be secured and protected at your end, wherever you are making that request. So you use your web browser or another application to request a website. I told you already, it request connects to a proxy first, directly not to that website. That proxy takes your request to that website. It fetch the sources whatever you have requested from that website, and again proxy provides you that information, delivers that information to you, also called as a reverse proxy request to your machine. So means I am trying to access your machine, my request not coming directly to your machine, it go to proxy first, proxy taking my request to you people, and from your whatever information it receives comes to proxy and coming back to me, not directly to that part. So it provide additional layer of security and defense and the privacy to your network, is that neither you nor me will be able to know that each other's proper information, your IP addresses, your MAC addresses, or the information what we are accessing for each other's machine. Basically what information uh, means, that website, that source will not be able to know that whom is requesting that information, which is the source of this requester. So there are types of proxies also, like firewalls. The forward proxies, the very most commonly used, it is just again intermediary between you and the internet, shielding your device IP address from the website. I told you that it hides your IP address over the network, so that is the main part. That network, device, server, website from where you're requesting that resources will not be able to know the IP address of your machine, and ultimately your machine will be safe and protected, and IP is also got private to you. So masking your IP provide you online privacy. Content access also, forward proxy will have access geo restricted content, because I'll give you an example. In some Gulf countries, WhatsApp is not allowed to use, who people are already gone to those countries. Some countries are not allowing it, so people generally uses proxy there to access that WhatsApp content, or other restricted websites like China not allowing some sort of social media websites. For example, Facebook is not allowed in China, but still everybody uses Facebook in China. What they do, they use these sorts of proxies or sorts of VPNs, virtual private networks. So your requests do not go to directly those blocked websites. It first goes to proxy, and proxy will take your request to those particular websites which are blocked. So basically it helps you to bypass that network restrictions also. That is what shown here as a geo restricted contents. Security, definitely security is there for forward proxies, like your malware filtering as well as your IP address will be uh, that's secured with you. Reverse proxy, same, sit in front of web servers acting as a traffic director. Improved performances, these are the benefits of it. Security will be there onto your machine when you use proxy, because it filters traffic also, it hides your IP address also. Load balancing, it also distributes incoming traffic across multiple web servers, including uh, enforcing the load balancing of those websites during the high peak hours of traffic. Balances loads between each other onto those web servers, helps you to protect yourself. uh, Things to consider with this privacy, security, and performance, already we discussed these things. It helps you to get privacy over the internet, provides you security by filtering the malware data and all the contents. Performance of your machine automatically will improve when the malicious content filtered out, or your device is secured, your IP is not known to the public addresses now. So there are some similarities of this with firewalls, and some little differences also. Means different types of benefit apart from firewall. Basically a proxy or a reverse proxy is providing it to you. So the third term comes under the network security is a virtual private network already. So let me tell you what is virtual private network. So it is basically a virtual private tunnel between your organization to the other organization where you want to make a connection. I'm telling about site to site VPN example here in my VPN, what I'm explaining it to you. So this will make you things more clear. Suppose company A wants to make a connection with company B, means wants to do a business or deal with the company B. So they will not directly transfer their information each other. What they do, they basically makes a virtual private network amongst them, establish a VPN between those two companies, so then they will transfer the information. So there are two benefits basically with this. First, virtual tunnel is established between company and company B, and in that virtual tunnel the information what they are transferring to each other, communicating with each other, is encrypted. This is the main agenda of a VPN. Nobody will be able to transcript that information, and because it will be encrypted. Or even if someone gets that information, I told you, it will be in the form of those binary numbers 01010101 encrypted ones, then nobody will be able to decrypt it, even if any intruder, man in the middle attack, or hackers got that information. So that is virtual private network for you. It goes beyond a proxy servers, as it is telling here, creating a secure encrypted tunnel between your devices and the internet, between your devices and the other those devices where you want to make a connection. That is the thing. Mm, Virtual private network basically. So it definitely enhance the security encryption process. When you connect to VPN, your internet traffic is encrypted basically using those robust algorithms of that virtual private network provider. uh, it scrambles your data, making it unreadable to anyone. I already told you that it intercepts it even on the public Wi-Fi networks. So for the personal use, when you install a virtual private network VPN device on your mobile phone, like NordVPN is an example of it, then it VPN is taking your traffic to the internet in a secured way, in a protected way. Nobody will be able to intercept it because it is in an encrypted format. And the same way, if something is blocked, like I told you that social media blocked in China, uh, communication apps are blocked in some Gulf countries. So if you use VPN, you will be able to access those applications also, because VPN is now taking your request to that particular network, and you do not directly interacting with that network, and that access those sites and um, network which is blocked for you will also be getting fooled that from where that request is coming from, a blocked source or an unblocked source. So that is how you people will be able to access that net. And tunneling effect, I told you, it's a tunnel, secure tunnel established between the two providers, between the two connections, two ends, source and receiver. So tunnel acts like a hidden passageway, shielding your online activity from the prying site. So you, whatever you are surfing over the internet, accessing over the internet, is also getting properly shielded and protected with the help of VPN. So two basic features VPN providing, creating a secure tunnel, and in that secure tunnel that information is encrypted, whatever you're using. So decryption at destination, definitely encryption at centers and decryption at destination hands happens. That's how people will be able to see that encrypted message. And so they are the benefits I've already told you. So we'll see some additional benefits of it. Privacy enhancements, definitely your IP will be private because VPN is taking some other IP to the destination, whatever you're trying to access. So your IP will be private. Uh, uh, there will be no issues with your personal machine. That address will be private, and it will be very difficult for websites and online trackers, hackers, man in the middle ones to monitor whatever you're browsing, whatever you're trying to access over the internet. So that will be private to you people only. So if we use it on public Wi-Fi, I told you in the previous slides, that is the most vulnerable things, like Wi-Fi available on the stations, bus stands, railway stations basically, and the public places, is more vulnerable to sing. But if you use your personal VPN on your mobile phones or on your laptops while accessing those public Wi-Fi's, so that VPN also provide you the same kind of security, like tunneling and encryption from the hackers and from the outside attackers. So jurisdictions bypass, I also told you that in some sort of companies, in some part of the world, social media apps are difficult and not allowed. So while you're using VPN, you can access those apps also, because it hides your privacy, it hides your location and network over the internet, and VPN helps you to connect with those websites also. Remote access is secure. That is already being covered. To companies who wants to make connection between each other, they will be able to save and secure their information. Uh, One goes on mute. Thank you. So these are the benefits of VPN. Some why we choosing VPN? You need to consider some things from your side, like its security features, which will be more suiting your organization needs, your client needs, and all. Strong security features will be there. Logging policies, how to generate the logs from those VPN, those machines. Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rajat, we can hear you.
Sorry, actually, my battery runs low and I forgot to connect a charger. I'm sorry for that. So I connected back. We were here on the virtual private network. Why we are using it? So because of security features, because of logging policies, because of the server network, number of locations of VPN and servers offered, and number of connections you want to make according to your jurisdictions, and because of its speed and its performance, because a secure tunnel established between you and the destinations, automatically it will be a private tunnel for you to establish a connection and communication and transfer your information over the internet. But just like firewalls, after some benefits, the limitations are also there. Not a foolproof private solutions, because of some browsing activities can still be tracked over VPN. It depends on the VPN maker to provide those security standards inside them. If you are not they are not using it properly, it is not that much secure also. So jurisdiction still might persist if someone or some countries are using those things at the highest level at their side. So it is not possible for VPN also to bypass those securities. Some perform for potential performance impacts are also there, while encryption and decryption processes can consume resources, your time, your money, and impacting internet speeds sometime also. So similarly, like other devices, firewall and proxy, it has some benefits also. It has some limitations also. That is why it is recommended to use all these tools depending on your budget, your client's requirement, and whatever. suits you to protect your cyber security or information security. So that's why these are the different layers of security required. So network part actually will be covered with this. So we covered virtual private network, we covered firewalls, we covered proxy and reverse proxy. So these are different layers of security to protect your information over the network. So now we will cover data loss preventions, basic antivirus endpoint, endpoint detection response, data protection or data security. That means how we will be able to protect um, that data over your endpoints, your machine levels, basically on your computers, your laptops. So data loss prevention is the first thing, is a tool designed for safeguarding your information over the internet. So there are three kinds of data on your machine: data in use, data in motion, and data at rest. So these are the three pillars of data security, you can say that. So data at rest is the data which is just saved on your C drives, D drives, network drives, which is just saved on your machine. You're not interacting with that data. So data in use, the data which you're copying from one file to another, copying, pasting somewhere, cut the data from C drive, pasting it to D drive. That is means data is moving inside your machine. Third one, data at motion, the data which is over the network, which you are sending over the emails, which you're sending over the drives to the network. So that is the data at motion, and we need to protect that data inside those machines. How DLP plays a critical role here to protect the data breaches, from where how data can be lost. There are channels of data loss. Data can be lost over the email, someone sending from company's internal network to outside over the emails, someone copying company's confidential information and data from
Not
their.
able to see the slides.
Sorry.
We are not able to see the slides presentation.
Sorry, your voice is not audible. Am I audible to you?
He's
Yeah.
saying we are not able to see
Rajat,
the slide.
yeah, the slides are not visible.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, you are audible, but your data is not visible.
Is it visible now?
No.
It's visible
Yes,
now.
Yes,
now
it
visible.
is now.
Okay, okay. Thanks for informing. So,
Thank you.
just we covered completed virtual private network. I told you virtual private network, firewall, and proxy are the network tools which we covered. So data loss prevention is another one. So I was telling about the channels of data loss. Data can be lost over the emails. It can be lost. Someone injecting their personal pen drives, hard drives, CD drives, memory cards to your company laptop ports and copying that data to outside. Someone can directly taking the printouts from office ODCs over the printer and taking that data to outside. Someone is directly taking the snapshots and the screen captures from the company machines. So these are the channels of data loss. And data loss prevention is a software, is an endpoint tool which protects us, helps us to protect this information of data loss to outside. So data breaches, it protects from company resources. Regular compliance, it helps us to maintain for that particular data. It helps us to meet the company's compliance of appropriating, safeguarding that data. Definitely improve data security, because if someone trying to send data to outside, some information to outside, whether over the emails or over these from this copying from a laptop ports, so automatically that DLP software on that machine restricts that data. Similarly, like firewall, we need to write the policies, rule sets on that data loss prevention software, and it will help us to protect that data. DLP also allows us to block the ports, means your laptop ports where you inject your pen drives, your hard drives, your memory cards, card reader port will be blocked with the help of DLP software. Then nobody will be able to copy that data. Even you inject your pen drives, your hard drives, it will not show on your machine, because DLP software will block that port virtually for you people. It can allow also on the base of exception. Need based allowment is also there depending on your business justification, but it will block us. Similarly, on the email, if you're trying to send some email to outside with some company's confidential information like some username, passwords, some banking information. Reading on those keywords, it also blocks those emails for you people, and email will not go to outside your organization. Email will be blocked, and an alert will also be generated to the DLP admin to check that person, that why you are sending this email to outside and what is your business justification. If it is right, that exception will be provided to you. Otherwise, and disciplinary action can also be taken against you who is sending that information to outside. So how basically this data loss prevention works, how DLP works. So first steps involves identifying and classifying your sensitive data on the basis of keywords it detects, like keywords if you given some credit card numbers, debit card numbers, password protected files, also blocked. Nowadays different languages it also supports apart from English, so this could include any financial information, customer records and all, any other types of data. It classifies, so it discovers data and monitors depending on various factors like sensitivity of data across your networks and endpoints, involve content inspection, user activity monitoring, and the data leakage detection. Prevention of enforcement. Enforcement is a DLP enforced server, basically doing all these things, detecting and potential violation. Uh, for this data, it could include blocking, I told you, suspicious data over the email transfers, encrypting sensitive data, or sending alerts to security teams. So four channels of data loss, basically I told you, data can be lost over the email, from the printer, from the computer ports, from the snapshot and screen captures. So all the four channels of data loss, DLP helps us to protect the information. It on the emails, it filter the emails basic on the rule sets written onto it, so that information cannot be breached over the email. It blocks the ports, I already told you, of your laptop. Nobody will be able to copy and paste the data on your personal devices. It also blocks the printer access to the machine. Nobody will be able to take the printers, along with if someone is taking the screenshots, print screens of your laptop machines, some employee, it also captures that and provides the notification to your DLP admin and stops you to take the screenshot also of those devices. So these are the benefits. If data is saved, it reduces the risk of data breaches. Compliance will be improved with this visibility of the data, storing of data will be improved. The business disruptions will be very less and reduced, because data will be saved and no information will be breached with the help with the using of data loss prevention softwares in the machine side it actually. So there are types of DLP solutions also: network DLP, endpoint DLP, and cloud DLP. Network DLP monitors the data transfer across your network and to detect and prevent unauthorized access. I told you data can be in motion, is data at the network which you are sending over the email. So that DLP just monitors the data over the network which is sending over the emails. Endpoint, the data which is saved on your devices, C drive, D drives of your laptop and desktops, it scans that data also. On the cloud, which information which is saved over the clouds, over different one drives, Google drives and all, which is data in use basically, so also scans that and secures the sensitive data stored on those devices, on those environments. So depending on the client requirement, again you can choose that which data is safe for you, which DLP solution is safe for you, at what level of security you want to apply, what sort of rules you want to mention. If you only want to secure your email part, you can just write those rules for the email part. If those ports you also want to block, you can block those ones also, so that nobody will be able to copy and paste data. If you want to block printer, want to block those snapshot screenshot accesses, that you can also do. Means the basic security posture you can make according to your client's requirement or your company's infrastructure requirement, that where you want to put this data loss prevention to protect and save your data. So next comes intrusion prevention system and intrusion detection system, basically related to endpoint devices. You can also relate it to the end network device also, because both IPS and IDS can be at machine level as well as at the network levels also. So advanced security tools, these are acts as like sophisticated bouncers in your digital nightclub. That is an example they have given. Basically they detect any sort of infections, any sort of attacks, malwares, trojans coming from outside, and has the capability to protect also, means deleting and mitigating those alerts, those infections coming from outside actually. So this monitors the network traffic just like packet data, just like firewall, examining the content of information and different packets. It filters. Similarly, the rules, policies, sites written on these tools provide the system logs, file access attempts. All intrusion detection can happen, and detect that alert and provide us that alert information as a notification of it. And sorry, preventing is IPS. Preventing that particular information also means once a virus is detected, it can be quarantined. That machine can be isolated depending on the given rules. And post that, prevention is just locking those malicious packets, blocking those connections, or even before entering the machine, deleting those malicious files, viruses, worms, or whatever. It is protection. So an IPS can work as an intrusion detection also, but intrusion detection will only be as intrusion detection. It cannot prevent. So when we're using both, so it is intrusion detection as well as intrusion prevention, means detecting of threats and then protecting your machine also against those threats. So it can be used, I told you, both on host level, means your computer level, as well as complete network level. So whichever we use at host level is called HIDS, and IPS means host intrusion detection system, host intrusion prevention system. And whatever we use at network level for our complete network like firewall, that is NIDS and NIPS, network intrusion detection system and network intrusion prevention system. So similarly, the benefits is enhanced security. This is another layer of security. Cyber security, you use it, definitely security will be improved because traffic will be filtered against the known viruses, infections, worms, and all. Threat will visibility will be improved. Faster response time because the flawless traffic and unwanted traffic will be removed depending on the rule sets. Some limitations also, like because you written the rules, those may be right, may be wrong also. So some false positive notifications also generated. Some legitimate traffic can also be blocked, which is required for your machine. So accordingly, you need to make the changes on the rule sets written for these things. Evolving threats are increasing very much these days, so it is not possible for IPS IDS also to block and detect the 100% of infections coming to your machine. That will make the performance impact on your machine basically. But it is still recommended to add IPS IDS whether on your machine level, host level I mean, or at the network level, so that your machine will be having another layer of security along with the same thing we discussed: firewall, proxy, virtual private network, data loss prevention, now IPS IDS. Next will comes the antivirus, endpoint also. So six layers of security if we combine all these things, that is protecting your network, your machines, with the help of that. Next and the last part of this endpoint security, the sixth layer of security, I can say that comes as an endpoint security. So antivirus is a very well known thing, very well known tool. When you purchase a laptop, one inbuilt antivirus comes with that, that is there to protect your machine. It basically scans your machine and compare those scan logs with the already stored information in its databases. So whichever entry is matches with that database, that antivirus dictionary, it declare it as a virus. Which things doesn't match, it declares as a legitimate file. This is how an antivirus works basically, or antivirus or an anti-malware software basically focuses primarily to target the viruses, worms, malicious infections. Depending on scanning a machine completely, scan can be manually on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis on those particular machines. uh, mm, Scans files, programs, and the email attachments for some known virus signatures. I told you again, the known one which it already knows, it scans against them. If a match found, it declares it as a virus or a malicious files or a suspicious pattern. If that is detected, it has the capability to quarantine it or isolate that particular machine also. Later on, even it can also delete it. Also provides you the permission or allow you and provide you the option to delete that file, or you want to restore that file or remove that file. It is on you. It provides you that option basically. So these are the benefits of it also. It protects your particular machine, whether it's a workstation, laptop, or a server, uh, against the known vulnerabilities, known threats, known viruses. Real-time protection, it provides it to you. Similarly, anti-malware software is used against the malicious softwares, scanning malicious softwares, including viruses, worms, Trojan horses, ransomware, spyware, adware. We already discussed till ransomware. Spyware is a spyware software installed on your machine by the hackers to spy your information. to sniff and get your information. And adware are those adware pop-ups. Sometimes those notifications suddenly appears when you open a website, when you open an application. So those might have some malicious infects under those ones. How it works on a similar way: scans your machine and searches for the virus signatures. I told you it already has a database of virus signatures with it. It scans your machine, compare those scan logs with that virus's signature database. It already has it with it. Whichever signature matches, it declare it as a virus. Then you need to work on that signature, and whichever is not matches, it allows it and as a legitimate file. And mm, that file will be fine. You can work with that file. Similarly, it has the benefits. It can work to detect and remove new and unknown malware, because it works on behavioral analysis also. So unknown malware which may cause a zero day attack um, can also be mitigated with the help of it. So it include additional features like real-time protection and system cleanup tools to clean up those viruses already while scanning. And the real-time protection means not scanning at a regular interval, but every time a live environment inspection it is covering. Choosing the right solution, definitely, just like DLP, you need to choose the right solution depending on your client needs, your individual needs, or your company needs, depending on the features what you want to include, like real-time scanning, scheduled scan like weekly, daily, monthly scan. Sandboxing means testing suspicious files for your network. Some additional functionality you want to use, some email scanning, email attachment scanning, phishing protections. So this is what are the features of both antivirus and anti-malware part. Some activities uh, slow down your system performances, also some sort of applications. And also antivirus malware and antivirus helps you to keep your machine up to date, and your network safe, your computer safe from any sort of these viruses, bombs, attacks, and online. So this is what the performance benefits of these are given here. Next comes the endpoint detection response. Similarly, it is also an antivirus. Don't get confused, but the next gen antivirus, you can say that, like we have seen next gen firewalls in the previous slides. So it's a critical tool for cyber security, definitely, to secure the endpoints. Endpoints are the machines, your laptop, desktops, and the servers also, against the same cyber threats which we have started these slides, these lectures with. So EDR actually do the continuous monitoring, unlike antivirus, as I told you, that scans your machine daily, weekly, or monthly basis, or on demand scan. Whichever machine you want to scan, you can give a command and scan it. Continuously lively monitoring your machine with the agent installed on each and every machine from the main management console, continuously monitoring the live traffic of the machine, what is happening on those machines. Basically same thing it does: threat detections, virus detections, bomb detections, ransomware, zero day attack detections, and all the things, just like antivirus it do for your machine. It gives you a investigation and deep analysis also from its side, because it has the feature. EDR generally these tools these days using the artificial intelligence and the machine learning algorithms inside that because of the next generation antiviruses. So it helps your machines checking against the forensic analysis, threat intelligence, and improving the security of your uh, desktop, laptops, even the servers of an organization to the maximum level. And automatically they are capable of providing the response to the known attacks, basically automatically quarantining those suspicious files, blocking those malicious processes, isolating the affected machines, and also deleting those infected files from the particular machines, basically. So the benefits of this includes enhanced threat detection. Definitely, if it's a lifetime monitoring, the threat detection will be also at the live moment, at the lifetime. So it provides the broader visibility, basically improving the incident response, automatically detecting the threats and preventing the threats. So this is the incident response process, basically. So it will automatically improve that also. Reducing the dwell time, automatically detecting and deleting those infections automatically reduces the efforts, the time, that actually helps reduce the time it takes to identify and response the incidents in a very less time. Actually it takes not very large time to detect and prevent those attacks. Basically that is the meaning of it. Proactive threat hunting allows, definitely, to hunt the threats, proactively searching for indicators of compromise or indicators of attack. Even when an attack occurs, just based on the behavioral analysis, it does that. There is a small differences between EDR and antivirus, even though these are the similar things. Like, antivirus do the signature based scanning all the times and was identifying and blocking threats. ADR, is an live approach, is uses analytics tools to detect and known the lifetime vulnerabilities or lifetime scanning, I'm saying. It does, and also the behavior analysis on the behavior of the machine. It do this live monitoring. So who uses ADR or antivirus? It still again depends on your client's requirement, your network performances, which kind of organizations you have. All sizes mean small organization, medium level organizations, or the large level organization uses these things. So before choosing this EDR or antivirus, the same thing, the detection capabilities, what kind of attacks you want to block, what kind of investigation analysis you want to put on your network, what sort of response you want against those such of attacks, uh, your organization's scalability, means the size of your organization, and integration with existing security tools, means before this, what are the other tools you are using, like same firewalls, proxy, VPN, we have discussed in the previous slides. So, by implementing a proper EDR solution according to your needs, you can protect the cybersecurity of your organizations. The last thing comes here, the application whitelisting is allowing and blocking the applications based on the user requirement or your company's requirement. Basically, is the application whitelisting, means not each and every application inside the company is allowed, or everything is blocked. It always depending on your cyber security strategies. Imagine, they give an example, a VIP list of your computers, only approved application to get the access, means whatever applications are required, only those will be allowed for you people. Need based access to those applications, I can say that. So this is a core principle of it actually. Whatever applications, companies, apps required for your work will be allowed to you people. Other than that, if you're trying to access it over the basic internet, that will be blocked for you, so that your information will be protected and saved. And applications, your work use applications, will be downloaded for your business use only, and only the legitimate one will be allowed for you, that are already decided by the company people, company organization head, and that which application is allowed, which application should be blocked for you, depending on your company need and the company work. Their benefits, again, enhancing security. You will be only working with the legitimate and the proper application, not any compromised application. Compliance will be improved, and security and databases data breaches or information breaches risk will be reduced with it. So, consideration with initial effort, creating and maintaining a whitelist of these applications. Potential disruptions you need to avoid, because applications will be blocked and everything will legitimate will be accessible for you people. And depending on the needs of the organizations, basically. Last thing comes the data encryption. I told you in the first slide also, data can be encrypted. Your machine C drive, D drive data, so this is the endpoint level, can be encrypted with the help of encryption software. One example of it is McAfee data encryption. When applied on your machines, it encrypts your C drive and D drive, so the information in that is also encrypted, that cannot goes to the hands of hackers. Now if it goes, that will be into non-human readable format, 010101 format, and nobody will be able to intercept it. And this is the encryption process. I already told you that encryption and decryption, encryption at the receivers and decryption at the uh, receivers, and is at encryption and decryption. Two types of encryption decryption, you people know, symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric, same key is used to encrypt and decrypt the information. Asymmetric, public key pair and the private key pair, different key pair are used to encrypt and decrypt that particular information. But the benefits of is that data will be confidential, data integrity will be there while storing that data, and regular compliance will be maintained, means data will be protected when it is encrypted into coded format. That is the main benefit of it. And its use cases: securing data at rest, data at transit. I told you at the time of DLP also. Data at rest, save data in your machine. Data is transit, data on the network, data on the go. And securing sensitive communication like HTTP, HTTPS, with the help of this. Some limitations: complexity of encryption algorithms are there. Performance impact also there while encrypting and decrypting information. So this is some drawbacks, but overall encryption has a huge benefit. It adds a very important layer of security to your personal and sensitive information that you're using. So with this, the security standards we have completed, endpoint as well as a network level. So just one or two last slide, coming up with the futures of cybersecurity. Something I've already told you, that artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms are already getting used in these all the tools which I have told you. Like next gen antiviruses are also coming from endpoint side. Next gen firewalls also coming from the network side. Next gen VPNs, proxies, all the things are coming with AI features, automated response these days. Quantum computing is another example of future technologies where are also getting. Quantum computing is the thing, the big large supercomputers are doing the billions of calculation in fractions of second is the use of this quantum computing use these days. Cloud security already in use, like Google Clouds, Amazon Clouds, and these Google Drives and all, where security is also required. So cyber security is helping to secure the cloud devices. Internet of Things, already where the lot of machines are connected with the public Wi-Fi or a network, are also getting secured with the cyber security. Evolutionary regulatory landscapes like data privacy regulations, GDPR, are all there in the company. Those rule sets, regulations for each and every employee of the company. Focusing on the resilience, like focusing on building resilience for these devices, detecting, containing, and recovering the information. Human elements, uh, uh, human also wants some cybersecurity education and awareness to protect themselves. Cybersecurity workforce gap means every company's workforce employees need a cybersecurity education. Collaboration and information sharing policies, government laws should be there to protect the information. Privacy and security of the information. Security as a culture we need to develop and promote in an organization. And continuous improvement and updates of all these devices which we have covered, like firewalls, VPN, and all. So it's never ending journey, like my never ending slides. Don't worry, we are just at the last. Cybersecurity is a shared responsibility, everyone's responsibility. I told you these tools are not still not enough. These multiple layers of security are not still not enough. So many other things we can use to protect our company's environment with this. uh, we can educate each other with good practices of cyber security, awareing each other, staying vigilant, and constantly evolving with each and every cyber security tool and unit which we are covering, which we are discussing. So with this, thank you very much for being here with me for today. I've covered network security as well as endpoint security, some tools of it, how to protect, how cyber security, these tools can be used in cyber security to protect your environment, your client's environment. So now it's you people's turn. If you people have any questions, any queries from any of the slide, in next 10 15 minutes you can discuss with me. If you want to inform me something, if you want me to include something for my future lectures, future master workshops, master classes, you are also welcome for that. So please, people, your turn now.
Thank you for the such information, Rajat. It was really informative.
Thank you very much, Gaurav. Actually, I had more than 60 slides to cover in a couple of hours, so I know it was a little fast session. I was not able to give you any sort of break, or because I have to cover the things for you. Even I have reduced the slides, frankly speaking. It was more than 100 slides earlier. I was including Security Operation Center, some sort of other detailed cybersecurity tools information, but precisely because I wanted to give that information that these are the main basic tools from the network side as well as the endpoint side, because this makes uh, multiple layers of security inside an organization. Endpoint level means from your computer level, as well as the network level means the complete network infrastructure security level. So that's why I've included these two basic important topics. I know you people are already learning the SOC, Security Operations Center, on Splunk or some other tools there, so that you're already covering at very fine level, so that I have excluded. Someday we'll cover also. So I'm a cybersecurity expert, basically working on endpoints and firewalls from past more than a decade. So that's why I have covered this topic for you, because I'm much familiar with this thing. uh, Still, any at any slide, if you want, I went a little slow or a little fast, and you haven't been covered that part, or want any clarification on any of the tool which I've covered, like VPN, proxy, firewall, any tool, endpoint, you can let me know. And I have any questions, queries on any of the slide, I'll be happy to answer. Please, you can ask. Please freely ask.
Could you give me the name of some EDR solutions that is used in
Well,
industry?
there is a Symantec EDR solution. There is the CrowdStrike EDR solution, Falcon CrowdStrike. There is a WebSense EDR solution, Endpoint Detection Response solution. There is XDR also, like these days, that is Extended Detection Response. So Palo Alto Cortex is an example of XDR. That is even the advancement of EDR. Now it is Extended Detection Response. Palo Alto Cortex, you can write. Like Palo Alto makes firewalls, you people might have aware of. So they have now into the endpoint field also. Palo Alto Cortex is the new invention. Sorry, that is extended detection response. Sorry, EDR is sorry, Symantec EDR and CrowdStrike EDR.
Sir, which EDR tool is market leader?
Uh, CrowdStrike these days.
Sir, out of 100 companies, how many companies use EDR, sir?
Everyone is using EDR, sir, for endpoint security.
So when they use EDR, so they not using antivirus?
EDR is basically an antivirus, advanced version of antivirus.
Why did that blue screen thing happen if it is relevant for this class? I mean, there was some attack some days back related to CrowdStrike, and there was some
Yeah, that
discrepancy.
happened few days back due to some vulnerability breach, due to some update on the Microsoft machines, basically. So when they updated the CrowdStrike version on that tools, uh, automatically that devices started giving that blue screen of death. So that was some vulnerability into their patch, into their update, that they haven't properly tested on their test network, test workstations and test machines, and that happened, that caused that particular problem. But still CrowdStrike has a decent number of clients. Still it's in the top 10 list of market leaders, and still has a great market, good market, and they have improved themselves now from those previous days. uh, so that is an endpoint detection. I have personally worked on CrowdStrike, and I knows that having the capability of this real-time detection, incident response, threat hunting, um, and protecting the machines against of all known these virus attacks and all.
Sir, what is the signature of EDR?
Signature.
Yes, sir.
Signature are actually antivirus signatures, basically. So you can tell that it is maybe an information or a hash value regarding an antivirus, regarding a tool. So that is called signature, basically. It's not just like we sign our signatures, not that thing. Every file, every infected file, or even a legitimate file having an having a signature means having a code word like a roll number or like a unique ID. So that is called its signature. In computer language, it's called a hash word, hash file. So that is its signatures, basically. That is to track a file, means whether it's an infected file or legitimate file. It has a unique value assigned with it, that is its unique signature or a unique hash value, so that it is called. And basically an antivirus thing, antivirus signature is an update coming onto that antivirus. For example, you may have so many mobile applications in your mobile phone, like Facebook application, Instagram application, phone pay application, your banking application. So whatever, those apps also keep updating at a regular interval of time, so that you can say that the signature update is available on that app, or a patch update on that app basically. So that is a signature, means a new update available for that antivirus against any known attack, known virus, or just a general update on that application or on that antivirus. That is a signature onto that.
Okay, so EDR also gives some alert in case of any security suspicious activity he observed.
Yes, yes, yes. It has a dashboard console available in front of admin. From there, if a company has 10,000 machines and they are using an EDR or endpoint antivirus solution, so from that particular dashboard, main management console, we can track all those 10,000 machines. And on the dashboard, EDR provides all the signature, sorry, all the alerts, notifications of those 10,000 machines. We can search a particular machine and also check all the things happening on that machine. But on the main dashboard, the top critical alerts, top vulnerabilities, top infections if coming, it shows us on the live screen of that dashboard of EDR.
Okay, so since same we can see on the SIEM tools, then why we use EDR if we can
As a
see?
multiple layer of security, I told you that same thing. Some sort of similar thing firewall will also do us something, proxy can also do us. You are very right. Same thing on the same screen also we will say. But SIM is a is information capturing tool. Basically it captures the information from each workstation, each server, each network device, and parse that information, index that information, and then provides you the logs and the real, you can say, the scenarios and examples of that information on your dashboard. Same thing antivirus also do, but it in its own way, basically from the machine level. Basically it is at the machine level, um, workstation level or a server level, and helps us to protect its own way, like scanning the machine on demand, scanning that machine. Some sort of uh, infections EDR can also miss, something a SIM can also miss that EDR can detect, and something EDR can miss that SIM can detect. So this multiple layers of security, if both miss something, IPS or IDS, which we have discussed, intrusion prevention and intrusion detection system are there. They can predict or protect that information. If they miss something, maybe firewall, VPN, or proxy can detect that information. So this is actually, any tool can do any function for us, but if we use multiple layers of security, things will be easy for us to protect. Means the information can be protected in a better way. We use DLP, data encryption also. So when we are using all this or maximum of these tools, automatically you see the information will be protected, and we will be more safe from external and internal breaches.
Okay. So we only can use it in any operating system, like we cannot use it in firewalls and other router, right?
No, no. Every operating system allows it. Even the Linux operating system generally these days are also using the antiviruses, EDRs, and all, just to make 100% security onto them. So even iOS, uh, Linux, Unix, and Windows, definitely all can use the tools like firewalls, VPNs, IPS, IDS, antivirus, proxies, DLP. Every operating system is now capable, or you can say every tool is now capable of getting installed and used on any sort of operating system.
Okay.
Okay, anyone have any questions, any other queries, or any just general information they want to pass it to me? Any feedback or anything? And how was the session? Just let me know before we conclude and end this for today.
Yeah, sir. No question from our side now. And session was like great, but it's a little bit fast.
Yeah, I
uh,
told you I had to cover all these slides, so at the end it was little fast. Next time we'll cover at least one topic. We'll make a presentation on one topic, and we'll try to cover it in 1 to 2 hours in even very much detail. Some things which like SOC and other things which I have less explained or missed. Uh, excluded from these slides that I will again include and try to cover in very much detail. But yes, right, I'll take it as an feedback. So thank you very much for joining today, everyone, and thanks for your presence. And I wish you I wish you a nice Sunday, nice weekend, and thank you very much. Enjoy your day.
thank you to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.